Welcome to The Explainer. So what if you could land a miracle not through just hoping for it, but through homework? Today, we're diving into a really unique system that treats achieving the impossible like a problem you can solve with some seriously heroic research. Let's get into it.
This one idea right here, it's the key to everything we're about to unpack. You can think of it as the central creed. It sets a tone that's way less about wishing for a miracle and a lot more about going on this determined, almost mythic quest to prove one.
So, this is the big question that frames our entire explainer. Just imagine a world where certainty isn't just some feeling you hope for, but a structure you can actually build, piece by piece, until it's completely and utterly unshakable.
And it all starts right here, with the foundation of the whole system. Because in this world, the journey doesn't begin with a leap of faith. Nope, it begins with a deep, deliberate dive into an archive of pure evidence.
So what exactly is Luckytronika? Well, at its heart, it's basically a framework for engineering belief. The core idea is that if you study enough past victories, we're talking thousands of them, doubt doesn't just fade away. It becomes mathematically illogical. It's a system built on overwhelming evidence, not blind faith.
And this is where we see this crucial reframing of the person at the center of it all. You're not a gambler hoping for good odds. You become a metaphysical warrior. And your mission? It isn't to win. It's to simply demonstrate a victory that you've already proven has been written into law.
Okay, so you have this massive archive of proof, but what do you do with it? Well, it gets transformed into a tool, a kind of metaphysical Excalibur, a sword forged from pure, unshakable certainty.
40,000. I mean, just let that number sink in. It's staggering, and it is the very bedrock of this system. It represents the sheer volume of prophetic victories and case studies that the system's creator put together. And the goal was simple: create an archive of proof so massive, so overwhelming, that doubt just becomes impossible.
And where did all this research come from? Well, the archive was built on the teachings of some major figures in metaphysical thought. You've got Neville Goddard's focus on imagination, Helene Hadsell's incredible contest-winning mindset, Elizabeth Clare Prophet's powerful use of decrees, the prophetic ministry of T.B. Joshua, and a huge compilation of first-hand testimonies.
Now, what's so powerful here is how different approaches were synthesized. On one hand, you have Neville Goddard's very silent internal method of just feeling the wish fulfilled. But then on the other, you have Elizabeth Clare Prophet's external approach using spoken decrees. Luckytronika doesn't pick one. It merges them, creating this really potent hybrid.
And this right here, this is the crucial transformation. After you immerse yourself in 40,000 examples, faith stops being this fleeting emotion like hope. It becomes what you see as a recorded, repeatable law of the universe, something as solid and reliable as gravity.
Okay, so now we get to a really pivotal mental shift, the move from a passive belief into an active, earned confidence, a state the system calls righteous pride. The system completely redefines pride here. And this isn't about arrogance. It's the cold, logical certainty of an athlete who has outtrained every single competitor. It's a fundamental shift from thinking in terms of chance to thinking in terms of mathematics. You go from "I might win" to this deep conviction of "I am better," not from ego, but from just plain superior preparation.
This quote just perfectly captures that feeling of earned pride.
The outcome is so certain that the event itself, whether it's a competition or a drawing, it's not even seen as a fight anymore. It's just a formality. It's a coronation for a victory that's already been won. And this all leads to a fascinating view of time itself. A specific event is no longer some future possibility, but a past certainty that the world is just about to witness. So within this system, time gets treated a little differently. The victory isn't something that happens on a future date. It's already a memory, a finished event in the hero's mind. That date, July 29th, is simply when the external world finally catches up and reflects the internal reality that's already there.
This timeline really shows us that internal first process. See, it all begins when the archive is built, forging that overwhelming foundation of proof. From there, the hero's identity is assumed,
shifting from someone who is wishing into someone who is the winner. Then, that ignites pride, an absolute certainty born from superior research. And only then, at the very end, does the world catch up. The external event is just confirming a sequence that has already finished internally.
So, how can we boil all of this down into a clear path? Well, the entire philosophy can be broken down into a repeatable code, a sequence of steps that form the hero's journey to victory.
And here it is, the entire system broken down into 4 actionable steps. 1. Build your archive. You gather so much research that doubt literally becomes impossible. 2. Assume your victory. You shift your identity and start living from the reality of that win. 3. Wield righteous pride. You embrace the certainty that comes from that superior preparation. And finally, 4. Await the echo. You just allow the external world to reflect the internal truth you've already locked into place.
Ultimately, this quote really captures the destination of the hero's journey. Through unmatched research, the hero's subconscious gets elevated. It no longer debates or doubts. It operates from this place of supreme knowledge that is, in essence, above the world of chance and probability.
And all of this leaves us with one pretty provocative question. When belief is built like a science, when you gather evidence until it's mathematically impossible to doubt, does it rewrite the laws of chance? That's the powerful idea at the heart of this entire system.